Now it's time to welcome our next guest, though. They are husband and wife. They're this amazing duo. They do it all. Owners of Lovelock Music, Lovelock Beauty, and Lovelock Healing Arts. Please welcome Dan and Crystal to Candidly Krystal.
What's happening, y'all?
Hi.
Ready to go?
We hope you are exploring on this Thursday.
We do.
Yes, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to explore the bottom of this glass pretty soon.
Oh, and again.
I like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't believe that we have managed to fit yet another Crystal on the show. Yay! You can't have enough. You can't have enough. I feel like we should go for some like Guinness Book of World Records thing where we just have like all the crystals on the show.
Yes, I know a few more, so let's
get them. And have
crystals,
the crystal night.
And then have crystals behind us, like.
Oh, and
Is
be
there
like,
a wonder space for that?
Oh, there should be.
Right.
We should be the next exhibit. Just all the crystals standing in the room, like, hey,
I like that.
hey. Now, as we mentioned, you both have a lot going on, but can you tell us about the other loves of your lives? Adorable baby Claire and hold on, I have to get this photo. Look at this baby.
Oh my
Look
God.
at these. Jeez. Look at this baby girl.
Oh.
She is adorable. And then your fur babies, we have Della and Charlie. Look at them.
Tell us about the little spot. The little spot.
Couches right now.
Yeah.
So they must keep you guys busy. They were keeping you busy during sound check, that's for sure.
Oh, look, it's the same reaction, Jessica. I was like, oh my gosh, puppies and babies. My favorite.
Yeah, we love them dearly. Claire is at grandma's tonight because obviously we needed a little bit of space to do this. But the puppies are curled up and watching us, and it's chaotic, but it's our family and we love it.
So I'm curious, does Claire love music too? Does she like to join in on the fun?
Absolutely. Well, as soon as she sees anything going on, she knows it's about to be a party. And that we're busting out something for some reason. So she's like, Dad, come on. Like, plug it. She can't wait for me to actually plug it into a speaker while I'm like futzing with all these cables and stuff. She's like,
I love it. I'm kind of feeling like that right now too, though. So Claire, same. I want to hear you guys perform. How about we kick off the whole segment with you guys doing a performance, please? Lovelocks, give us what you got.
You got it, guys.
Don't know what this is, but you got me good, just like you do. I don't know what you do, but you do it well. I'm under your spell. You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? I'm begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me? I said release me. You think that there is something on the side, but you gotta understand that I'm the only man who can take my hand. Yes, I do. I don't know what this is, but you got me good, just like you do. I don't know what you do, but you do it well. I'm under your spell. You got me begging you for mercy. Why won't you release me?
my gosh, that was so great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I haven't heard you sing. I've heard bits and pieces, so you're fantastic. Thank you for singing.
Thank you.
And I hear your husband all the time. We know he's talented, but it's nice to hear you.
Whatever.
Yeah, with all the talent that's in your family, I can't even fathom what your baby Claire is going to be into when she gets older, like all of the things.
She'll
Wow.
certainly have a lot to choose from.
She
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
We're excited to see, but we don't want to steer her in one direction. We just want her to choose.
Yes. I agree. And it is hard to stay back, okay, kids, what do you want to do? Because you want to be like, but you can't. So I totally understand that.
Aww.
So can you tell us a bit about your musical backgrounds? Because even though, we know each other, we don't necessarily know each other's backstories. And I would like to know how you guys got interested in music and when it started and all of that stuff. So Crystal, you go first.
Yeah, so my musical career started at age 5. I took piano lessons, classical lessons from a very strict nun.
Wow.
who would backhand me with a ruler if my nails were too long.
Oh.
No joke. So I was super competitive, for 10 years. I was if you guys have ever, I don't know, I know you play a little bit, Crystal. I've heard you. So if you've ever competed nationally, there's levels A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the, So I was at the point where I was level D, E, which is pretty crazy. It's playing 20 to 30 page tunes for judges. Wow. And doing all your chords and arpeggios and everything. And so I was pretty deep into that, but I never loved it. It was never my love. So I was in a studio taking lessons, and I heard a student singing next door. So there was a vocal studio next door. And I go, Mom, I want to do that. So she's like, well, we're already in piano and dance and gymnastics and 10 other things, because I'm just go, 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 go. And I was like, well, I don't care. That's what I want to do. So at age 9, I started vocal lessons and got into musical theater, because my vocal coach was the musical director for the theater. And so I got really involved in that. And yeah, sang all through high school. And then well into my 20s, did a ton of cover bands myself. And then took a break, maybe about 5-6 years before I met Dan. So when Dan came into my life, I was like, gosh, this is a sign I need to bring music back into my life. So I missed it dearly. I went off and tried to do other things, thinking, I need to pick a normal career, right? We're told, right? Get your shit together and pick a normal career, okay?
Yes.
So that's kind of, that story. But then, yeah, I was so grateful to have met Dan, and, his talent, his immense talent just kind of sparked something in me. And I said, I got to get back out there again. So the last couple years after having the baby, we've just been, playing around together and trying to get something going.
And trying to figure out what our thing could be separate from all the other things that we already do, because it's, as you know, from being a professional and being out there in a huge variety of different situations, it's hard when you can do a bunch of different things. It's hard to pick just one and say that's our thing, that's our tool. And so we wanted to figure out what our husband and wife thing was going to be. And so we kind of started leaning toward this more jazzified, bossa nova-fied, chilled out lounge sound, because for a lot of reasons, because we ain't getting any younger. We need to conserve the vocal energy. And especially
smart,
because Crystal hears me put it out 110% on a
Yes.
wedding gig.
I do.
And so if I'm doing gigs during the week, then we both want to have that vocal energy be, pretty chill. And so we're like, well, what the hell do we do? So that was kind of that first song that we did is kind of a sample of what that is about.
It's what you guys do. I love it. Wait, Pino, I can't hear you. Are you muted?
I like to call it the grown and sexy music.
Ooh,
That's what I like to refer to it as.
Grown and sexy. Actually, nobody has a better grown and sexy voice
Let me
than
help
Dan.
you out. Grown and sexy.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, see? There we go. Grown
and sexy. Dan, did you grow up in Vegas? I know your dad's a drummer. I just found that out, and that's what made me want to ask this question. I'm like, I don't really know about your background. So what's your musical background, Dan?
My musical background is that my dad is a drummer, my mom is a singer and keyboard player. My uncle is a guitar player and B3 player. We had a 4-piece family band on cruise ships, and that was like how I cut my teeth as a young guy.
Wow.
And so my dad toured with a bunch of different groups and was mostly just a working musician out there doing dance bands and cover bands, and occasionally he got some cooler stuff. And he started coming out to Vegas a bunch. We're originally from Pensacola, Florida. And so he started getting a bunch of different calls to come out to Vegas, and he was seeing how much work there was there in just one city. And he's like, well, I got to figure out how I can move here and justify it so that I can bring my family out here so I can work and not have to be on tour, on the road, like, 3/4 of the year.
Right.
In order to make any significant money doing, back in the day, especially, you had to be on the road all the time. And so he and my mom actually met in a band in Pensacola, and their whole meeting was she came in and auditioned for the band. She was already dating the guitar player. And then she saw my dad and in the band and was like, hey. And then afterward, he was sitting at the bar, and she came up to him and she said, hi, my name's Mara, et cetera, et cetera. She was also a DJ. She was also a radio DJ. And so she walks up to him, and he stands up, and he's about, at that time, he's probably 6'3". And so she's 6 feet tall. There are no tall men in her entire town. And so he stands up, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're so tall.
We know that moment. Oh my
She's
gosh.
like, I need to explore that tree.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey. Oh no.
Oh shoot!
I did.
Fill you out,
I
babe.
did. I am
Okay, I'm gonna
literally
get you
exploring the bottom.
You
of this wine.
found the bottom.
Did you
of the
say
bottle.
it again?
He
I
did.
did say it.
He did, and he has no wine.
So as to ensure that I'm going to get more wine from the wine. So
I'm trying to stay on top of it this time.
he turns every shade of white imaginable because she just springs it on him like that, and the color drains out of his face, and then they have a good laugh, and it's all fun. 2 months later, they're married.
Wow. Fate took over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. So
Wow.
I grew up with them in cover bands, doing all kinds of different stuff. Obviously, my mom took more responsibility and got the stable day job. My dad stayed out, et cetera, et cetera.
That's what happens. As a mom says, normal career is a gift.
Yeah. But because of that experience, and because I was similarly to kind of what she was saying earlier, you don't necessarily want to push them real hard in a particular direction, but if you can open some doors and go, here's some options, And that basically was what my dad told me. Which
Explore some options.
Explore some options.
Oh! I'm always so excited. I'm always surprised every time.
But my dad came into the garage one time hearing me sing and play, and this was, I was, in middle school or something like that, and he was like, "Man, you're sounding really good. I'll tell you what, if you get really good at putting those two things together, being a great singer and a great keyboard player at the same time, you will be the most employable dude in the entire industry."
It's true, but it's so true, Dan.
Yeah. And I'm so every time I get into a new situation, I'm reminded, and that gratitude comes up for me, for my dad, for my mom, for my whole family, for making that possible for me. And they also just made the whole industry less mysterious.
Yeah.
Like everybody that I talk to, even if they've got a doctorate or anything, there's always more mystique about the music industry if you don't grow up in it. If
Right.
you don't see how much it sucks behind the scenes for your family and for your lifestyle, for your health, for your joint integrity, for all those different things.
Yes. It's not as glamorous as people think.
Right.
No. Well, if you are just tuning in to Candidly Krystal, we are talking to Dan and Crystal Lovelock. They actually just performed an amazing song, and we're going to get some more of that. But before we do that, we just heard a little bit about your musical backgrounds. And as we mentioned, you guys have a lot on your plate. Crystal, you actually recently became a lip blushing artist. What exactly is that? Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, like the whole Corona thing, we were like freaking out. We lost all our gigs, so we're like, okay, we need some new trades here. So, background about me: I grew up. My dad was a house painter, and so he taught me, how to like cut in, and he taught me all the painting things, and so I'm very meticulous with that. I have a steady hand, and I'm also just like an organizational freak. So I was like brainstorming. I'm like, okay, what's my trade gonna be, right? And I was like, okay, art and people, like how can I combine this? So I stumble across lip blushing. I go and I get my 2 treatments because it's a twofer, right? You have to go first and then you have to get a touch up. And I love it. Like, it's literally, I don't have to wear anything on my lips. I just have this like light pink, nice blushy. Yeah, that's my girl Jessica that I did. And she has a really similar skin tone to you, Crystal, by the way. So
that's gorgeous.
But yeah, it's just like this nice, amplified hue of what you already have underlying.
Ooh.
That just, you know what I mean? Like, it's that, oh, I'm ready to go out the door and I don't have to gloss up, lipstick up. So basically, it's a single needle tattoo. It's a tattoo, actually. And it's a semi-permanent because the pigment will fade over a 2 to 4 year period. But it takes about 3 hours initially. I draw you out. I can bump out your lip line, which is really cool because a lot of girls right now are like, do I get filler or do I not? Right? So that's a big conversation right now. So I, encourage everyone to, see that there's other options out there. It doesn't have to be filler. I can definitely like bump out that lip line about 1.5 millimeters.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't seem like a lot, but 1.5 millimeters is quite a bit. And I can really fill out the lips a lot more. So I'm super excited about it. It's my artistic outlet right now. And then Lovelock Beauty in general is not just that. It's also hair care, skin care, and wellness products that I sell on the site through Monate, which I love. They're all vegan and I highly recommend them. I've been using them for 6 months now and they've transformed my hair, skin, and the wellness products have been awesome. So I do that, and then I'm going to add services on this year. I just did my brows. If you saw, I've been posting about my powder brows. So basically, it's
Yes.
the same single needle permanent makeup tattoo gun. And essentially, you're just shadowing in the brows. So unlike microblading, where it leaves scar tissue, this is a less abrasive treatment.
Wow.
It's it's more of a makeup-y look, I would say. It's not quite as natural as like every individual hair
Yeah.
that you're drawing with the microblade, but it's more of like a filled-in shadowed look that we would do right when we go out. We would just shadow in our brows, and so that's what look it is. And so it just depends on what your go-to look is. But for me, I love that. I love waking up and being like, boom, my brows are done, my lips are done. I personally get my lashes done, which I love, and I literally just put on a little concealer and I go.
Good to go.
And so that's my whole thing too, is like, everyone now is so busy, right?
Yeah.
We're so freaking busy. Whether you're a mom, you're a young professional, anyone, I mean, society now is just go, go, go. And so I don't have an hour to put on my makeup. I guess I don't have that time.
Nope.
No, not with this
Girl.
cutie. Not
Yeah,
with this
right?
cutie in the house.
time with that cutie. Like, I gotta dedicate my time to her.
Yeah.
So really, I've been super, super passionate about, bringing my friends in and, getting them all treated. And I've got a lot of new clients that I'm working with right now, and it's exciting. So I'm just growing the business. And I think Dan threw you guys a code, but like, if anyone is interested, we're in
I was just going to
Scottsdale,
say that.
so
Yeah.
anywhere in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. I do in-homes, and then I have a studio that I work out of a couple days a week in Arcadia. So if anyone is interested and has further questions, like, please reach out to me and use the code for a discount. And I'd love to see you. But yeah, it's really exciting. I'm just expanding the line, and we're doing our trades, and
Yeah, I love it. I
we're just
actually
trying
have
to
a really good
survive.
friend, a good friend who just did the lip blushing. And for her, just like you said, she's like, I can literally throw on some BB cream in the morning, put on my chapstick, and I feel like I'm good to go. So as you heard Crystal mention, we have an amazing deal for Candidly Krystal viewers. If you've been thinking about getting the lip blushing, or as she talked about with the eyebrows, please use code CANDID21. You see Candid is spelled with a K, and you can use it towards Lovelock Beauty Services for 21% off any service over $249. That's in studio or in home initial lip blushing appointment. Look at the picture on the right. That is just gorgeous. And one of the other pictures Crystal threw up, you made that woman's lips look so much fuller. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
Just totally brought them out.
Thank you.
It's
That
beautiful.
was actually my first model ever.
Oh,
Wow, that's a good first
I'm
model.
talking so much better.
Well, I think it just shows a nice before and after so that people can know like what they're getting into. Yeah. It's impressive.
It can make a huge difference for sure. So if you're someone who's on the go and you're just like, I'm not a makeup-y person, I'm an all-natural girl, but I want to look like I have a little life to me when I wake up and go, like, yes. This is definitely for you.
Well, and also I noticed that obviously every girl that I see has pink smears on the inside of their mask.
Yes.
Oh, I don't even wear lipstick now with my mask.
Yeah.
I can't.
I do, and then I regret it like 30 seconds after putting my mask
It's
on.
up here.
I'm like the
At the end of the
Joker when I
day.
take it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. So this is
serious.
So this is a great alternative to wearing lipstick. I love it. Wow. Thank you, Crystal, for sharing that with us, because that is, I feel like a lot of viewers are really going to want to take advantage of that deal. So thank you. And now we need to talk about your husband, because Dan, you've also pivoted this year from doing mostly musical performances to learning a new craft. You have started Lovelock Healing Arts, which is massage that specializes in body energy and sound and breath work. So what exactly does that mean, and how beneficial is it for our bodies?
It is amazingly beneficial, and something that I never expected to be so passionate about, and especially like at 35, and I've been completely 100% devoted to music all the time. However, in the background, I've always been, looking at the world and trying to pull in all the information I can about this universe that we live in. And one of the things that happened to me was that I started to feel more and more that I needed to contribute to other people's, not just their entertainment, but their actual healing. And I have that also in my family. Not only do I have musicians in the family, but I have MDs and linguists and so many different creative people in my family. And
a lot of people that explore. Sorry, I wanted to.
explore.
I was waiting for that. I was like, is someone gonna throw an explorer?
Wait, you guys have said it like 4 times. Hang on, let me catch up.
Yeah, there we go.
One more for good effort.
So refreshing. What are we drinking tonight? My goodness, it's good.
Oh, good.
Okay, so Dan, I'm curious though, because you are so musically talented and you are so musical. What made you say, I'm gonna go left and focus on massage and body therapy as opposed to maybe continuing down another musical path?
Because of what I was getting to, of that call within me to contribute more directly with people's real body. And also that I needed a new way to integrate all this knowledge that I've gained over the past few decades, behind the scenes in my off time, into my body in a way that I could affect real change and actually really help people. And so the whole idea behind calling it Lovelock Healing Arts is that I also wanted to keep it as broad as possible, because one of the cool things about going to the school that I'm going to, which is called Southwest Institute of the Healing Arts, SWIHA, is that they integrate all of those different modalities and techniques and philosophies about working with the body and working with an individual in a therapeutic manner. And so you come out of there with a very holistic view of what the body is, what you as a therapist are capable of influencing on many different levels and dimensions. And so I'm really excited because that ties in all of the things that I've been so curious about for so very long behind the scenes, irregardless of my musical career or any of those different things, and brings it into my body and into my hands in a way that I get to see the results of in real time and actually get to impact somebody on a one-on-one basis. And that's incredibly powerful for me and so fulfilling when somebody gets off my massage table and they're like, man, I feel so much better, and I'm only getting started. And so
That was me yesterday. I got a hell of a massage yesterday.
Oh, you are. I was thinking you're one lucky lady.
It's
lucky.
been a long time coming. Because as you can imagine, with all of these different things, all of these puppies and creatures and babies and careers, that it's hard to get time with one another. And so, it's, we have a little bit of the plumber's wife situation going on in right now. The parable of the plumber's wife?
Tell us.
No.
The
Tell us.
parable of the plumber's wife is that the plumber's wife has the worst pipes in town.
Oh, no, that's true. Yeah, they said that. Like doctors' kids too. They get the worst medical treatment because the doctors are like, you're fine. And then the kids die and they're like, oh, I guess maybe they weren't.
I'm not even my neck.
Yeah.
Walk it off. You'll be fine. It's all right.
Well, I know one time we were doing a gig and I got like the worst foot cramp and I was like, and Dan was like, I got this. And he came in here And I was like, what? He massaged my calf. And my foot was like, it was like this. And then it was like, hey. And I was like, wow, you're magic. I'm like, whatever they're teaching you in that school, it is worth all the money. You are getting all of the things. And we love it. And, you know, Lovelock Healing Arts is going to be big. I feel it. I mean, because you with those piano hands, heck yeah. That's why I want me. Is somebody with really, really strong hands and that knows what they're doing and that has a more holistic view of everything. And that's you. And I really think that's awesome. And Lovelock Beauty, love what you're doing. You have all of the products and you're making people beautiful every day with their lips looking gorgeous. You guys are fantastic. And it has been such a pleasure having you guys on the show. Thank you
for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Anytime. When you start new businesses, let us know. You guys are going to
let us know.
12 businesses. You'd be like, Jamaican. I'm the butcher in the baker.
Have your people call our people and we can make this happen.
So you guys have everything going for you and we love you for it. Would you mind doing one more musical tune for us before you go?
Of course.
Okay.
All right.
Yay.
Under your eyes in the morning sun, I feel you touch me in the pouring rain. In the moment that you wander far from me, I wanna feel you in my arms again. And you come to me on summer's breeze, keep me warm in your love, young and softly me. When it's me you need to show, how deep is your love? It's your love. How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. Baby, I believe in you. You know the doors to my very soul. You're the light in my deepest, darkest hour. You're my savior when I fall. You may not think that I care for you, but you know deep inside that I really do. And it's me you need to show, how deep is your love? Is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you. And how deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to learn, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down when they all should let us be. We belong to you and me. Thank you.
Okay.
Love it.
I have to say this because I know I am not the only one feeling this way. Oh, I miss live music so much.
We need to, bro.
Oh, I was not expecting some Bee Gees tonight. That was amazing.
Thank
Dan, Crystal, you guys have been phenomenal tonight. I mean, literally every single show, I feel so blessed that we get to have so many amazing entertainers, and tonight is no different. I mean, I wish you guys could see me and Crystal in the green room listening to you guys. We're like, yeah, how deep is your love?
Yes.
Oh, well, we want to thank you guys for coming on Candidly Krystal. We
Thank
are
you.
so grateful to have so many talented people in our lives. And don't forget, we did mention an amazing special with Lovelock Beauty. If you go to the website, which you can see right there, lovelockbeauty.com, and put in Candid21, you can get 21% off any service over $249. Look at that beautiful lip blushing. We are so excited to be able to offer our viewers that tonight. You can also head over to lovelockhealingarts.com to take advantage of Dan's healing hands now before they become super famous and then nobody can get an appointment with him. And for more info on where the Lovelocks will be performing next, you can check out their Instagrams at Dan Lovelock Official and at Crystal Lovelock. 3 I's or L's in that one. Thank you guys. Look at
Crystal
right there.
L.
Take a
Lovelock.
screenshot so you guys can remember.
3 L's in the middle of mine.
Crystal. I love
My
that.
middle is
Lovelock.
Lee. Crystal Lee
Oh.
Lovelock.
That's
I love
great.
it.
Yes.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Daddy likes it. Alliteration.
Oh, he does. Maybe we should put 3 L's in explore.
Oh.
Can't miss that one.
We cannot. Well, thank you, Lovelocks. You guys are just the cutest and the most talented and the most just killing it. You're doing everything. You're doing everything great. Thank you for being on the show. We'll have you back anytime.
Thank you.